Welcome to the Wednesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Wednesday morning. Let me go ahead and switch this over here. Today we definitely have quite a bunch of headlines to go over. So let me go ahead and start getting this. Hey, good afternoon, and or good morning. Okay, great. So we definitely have a few headlines to go over. Let me go ahead and just start bringing some of that up here. Okay. I'm sure more than myself has already talked about this. I don't know. But here we have perfectly normal, perfectly stable Representative Lauren Boebert. This tweet, by the way, is still up. This is still live. This tweet is still live. Why is the Biden regime using taxpayer dollars using taxpayer dollars to provide undocumented immigrants, I'll redact that one, entering the US with a copy of Kamala Harris's children's book? Needless to say, none of this is true. Needless to say, none of this is true. Yeah. Yeah. It was a fake story that she continues to leave up on her Twitter, among other prominent conservatives. New York Post reporter quits over incorrect Kamala Harris book story she was ordered to write. So this is a tabloid, okay? This isn't a real serious newspaper, okay? The New York Post published a front-page story on Friday claiming that Vice President Kamala Harris's 2019 children's book is being handed to migrant children in welcome kits, and the tabloid followed up with an article on Monday claiming that thousands of copies are being given to migrant children, and the White House had no answers when asked if Harris was profiting from these purported welcome packages. Okay, I mean, it's silly on its face, right? Nobody, I mean, no reasonable person would come away with this story and be like, huh, that doesn't sound like right. Okay, well, it's because it's all BS. The kernel of truth to sell the story is that yes, there was one copy that was donated, not given by the Biden administration. It was donated by another party. That's about as that's the only piece of truth where this whole thing came from. My point being is that there's been a lot of BS going around. A lot of BS going around perpetrated by essentially conservatives. So we gotta kind of take a step back and set the record straight, okay? Claiming that thousands of copies are being given to migrant children and the White House had no answers. Reporters from other news organizations pointed out Tuesday morning that basically the entire story is false. One copy of Superheroes Are Everywhere had been donated to one shelter in Long Beach, California, and the Post and Fox News pulled their articles and then appended editor's notes to mostly corrected versions. Even Fox News ran with this BS story, which is quite embarrassing. This is also the same Fox News that platforms Tucker Carlson spreading misinformation too. On Tuesday night, longtime Post reporter who wrote Friday's cover story tweeted that she had resigned, claiming that she was ordered to write the incorrect story. Well, good on her. Good on her for having some journalistic integrity to quit. And here's the tweet: the Kamala Harris story, an incorrect story I was ordered to write, which I failed to push back hard against enough, was my breaking point. Well, good on you, alright? The reporter Laura Italiano has written for the Post since the 1990s, the Washington Post reports. It's so confusing with everybody's names being the Post. She is not disclosed. So just to be clear, the tabloid is named the New York Post, okay? She has not disclosed who ordered her to write the article, but by Tuesday, the false suggestion that the government was buying copies of the vice president's book and giving it to migrant children has spent days spreading over conservative and social media, promoted by Republican Party officials and prominent lawmakers. Yeah. I mean, once you find out that this story is fake, the first thing that you need to do is issue a correction or delete your tweet, or say, hey, listen, I thought this story was true, I saw it on this article, might be. I mean, I've had to do that. What's the issue? I thought politicians in North Ireland were crazy, but that's nuts. Have these people not got better things to do? No, apparently not. Hey, Lasu, how's it going? Morning. Fox News this past week has already prominently promoted and more quietly retracted a whopper that President Biden wants to cut American meat consumption by 90%, which is, again, we've had so much BS to go through. It's like a gish gallop of BS that we've had to cut through. Okay. No, Biden does not want to cut American meat consumption by 90%. And Fox News also reported falsely that Virginia is moving to eliminate advanced high school math classes. Jesus Christ, it's not been a good week. Depending on how you judge these things, it's either a bad week for conservative journalism or a great week for right-wing media, or both. No, it's bad, okay? Just arguably bad. Spreading falsehoods is bad, okay? You shouldn't do that. Spreading falsehoods to paint a narrative or to promote a certain thing is just bad, okay? And to be clear, I don't care who does it. Lying and deceiving your audience is objectively bad. Don't do it. It just so happens that Fox News and other prominent right-wing media has been promoting a volley of false stories. Okay? And it's being bought hook, line, and sinker. I mean, like, look at this, like, emotionally charged language. The Biden regime using taxpayer dollars. That's not true at all. To provide illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, entering the US with a copy of Kamala Harris's children's book. Well, They're not. They're not. It wasn't even the Biden administration that did it. It was, as someone posted here, it was part of a citywide donation effort to collect books and toys. Just happened to be that one copy. I guess today is a stream of setting the record straight and correcting a whole bunch of lies. Okay? I'm new to Twitch, so still getting used to the rules. Did I type something wrong? No, I believe what happened was that if you type like dot something, it thinks it's a link, and links are blocked. So you didn't type anything wrong. But whenever you type like something dot something, it thinks like, for example, n.Ireland is the Twitch thought it was a link and therefore it blocked it. Did you see the stuff that happened on Status Quo last night? No, Lonely Raccoon. What happened? Hey, the Kimmel, how's it going? Yeah, so no, he didn't type anything wrong. In more BS news that we have to kind of correct. So first of all, let me just take a second here. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, like, if that's true, that's horrifying. I mean, we also saw the reports, I mean, even Fox News couldn't hide this one. Where the police was assaulting and arresting members of the press. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was going on. Imagine telling a full-grown adult to go home after 8. Yeah, well. It was ridiculous? Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Where was this again? Was this in, not Minneapolis, Ohio? I don't remember where the protests were going on. I didn't know Status Quo was streaming that. In Elizabeth? North Carolina. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, so just to be clear, I want to make sure that people understand this. The new CDC guidelines came out yesterday, okay? Vaccinated people can safely resume more or less normal things without the need to wear a mask. For example, small outdoor gatherings, if you're fully vaccinated, no need for mask. Okay? Now, you should use a mask if you are if you're in, first of all, most indoor settings. And second, if you are in an outdoor area and it's a crowded outdoor area such as a sporting event or things like that, then yes, you should use masks, okay? Record cases worldwide. Yesterday was 14K deaths. Yikes. Yeah, the worldwide is spiking, probably because of the horrible situation that's happening in India. So again, this is per CDC guidelines. Well, yeah, you could send in links through Discord or Whispers. The thing is, we've kind of stopped links, Das Vidania, because there was one incident of DDoS, and that was the end of links. One person ruined it for everybody. More US deaths yesterday. Not surprised. What if people don't have Discord? Then whisper. Then whisper it. That's not fair though? Dang. I know. Hey, the leader, how's it going? Denial of service. What is it? Something denial of service, where if I want to put it in as basic terms as possible, it's someone overwhelming a website or overwhelming your IP address to the point where it knocks down your it knocks down your stream. Yes, exactly. Political talk. It takes one to ruin it for all. True. Wait, you won't still open the link if it's whispered and get DDoS? Yeah, I could, but first of all, it adds an extra step. Okay, it adds an extra step that most people won't go through, and second of all, it gives me a second to pause and not just open it. Okay, I can see it first. I can like look at the link, because usually links that are bad will have a weird character that's off, or they'll say like, you know, Twitter, let's see, let's give an example. Like, okay, CBS News with like a Z.com or CBSnews.net, or like something weird that's off about it. So at least it'll give me a second to kind of look at it, you know, like look at the actual link before I click it, you know? So that's my reasoning. First, it makes the person go through one hoop, which is already good enough to deter like a troll that's not really willing to spend the energy to do it. And a character misspelling, so that exactly deleter to make it look legitimate, but at least it gives me a second to kind of like look at it first. So yes, let me go over this really quickly. Vaccinated people can safely resume small outdoor gatherings without the need to wear a mask. If, however, you are in a crowded outdoor area, it is still recommended that you wear a mask, right? The whole point of the vaccine, is to try to move from this, to move forward from this already, okay? I'm sure that the majority of people are already tired of COVID, okay? COVID fatigue, we're tired, let's move on from this. So the best thing that we can do is to listen to every time there's an update for CDC guidelines, just follow them, okay? Jesus Christ. Wear your mask when it's appropriate. If you're not vaccinated, these rules do not apply to you, okay? If you're not vaccinated, then try if applicable, to get vaccinated. Okay, it's just as simple as that. Oh yeah, this is just the live statistics for COVID. Yeah, I've seen this website. It's not the first time I've seen this one. Yeah, it's not good. Look at that. I mean, you can just Google it. It's not good. Not good. So yes, if you are not vaccinated, I highly recommend that you try to get vaccinated as soon as possible. I think at this point it should be available. At this point, it should be available. Just try to get vaccinated. Try to stay home. Avoid crowds. If you are already vaccinated, fully vaccinated, then you are able to do things like have small gatherings, outdoors without the necessitation necessary, without the mask being necessary. Okay. Simple as that, right? Don't take your second shot before you run the 2-mile track event. Trust me. No. Yeah. That. Yeah. Yes. It's true. You don't. You may want to take a break, considering that sometimes, you may have adverse effects. That was a rough race, I bet. Jeez. That's what you did. Why would you do that? Worldmeter is much better than Google. I mean, sure. To me, it's like this rough estimate of cases. What I'm interested in is trends, right? What I'm interested is in trends. So yeah, there you have it, folks. That is the new CDC guidelines. If you're fully vaccinated. However, here we have Joe Rogan, who I'd like to. I mean, I imagine I don't have to remind people, but Joe Rogan has a massive audience. Massive audience. Joe Rogan has a massive audience. And here he is telling people to not get the COVID vaccine. It's unbelievable, the irresponsibility of saying this to God knows how many people. Joe Rogan has, I think, objectively, the largest podcast. He objectively has the largest podcast. And here he is saying, quote, I think you should get vaccinated if you're vulnerable. For the most part, he believes it's safe to get vaccinated. But if you're like 21 years old and you say to me, should I get vaccinated? I go, no. Are you healthy? Are you a healthy person? Like, don't do anything stupid. But if you should, but you should take care of yourself. You should, if you're a healthy person, you're exercising all the time and you're young and you're eating well. Like, I don't think you need to worry about this. Okay, so, Here's the problem, Rogan. Here's the problem, my dude. Over the summer in the United States, people under age 30 accounted for more than 20% of COVID cases and were seen more likely to transmit the virus to others. Okay? The point being is... yeah, sure. The likelihood of you having bad symptoms when it comes to COVID or dying are very low. The problem is you continue to be a vector and spread it. Okay, and chances are, and the more that happens, it is more probable that more people end up in the hospital on ventilators, and which takes up resources, which then leads to other people not being able to get the care that they need, and a percentage of those people, obviously, unfortunately, will die, increasing the death rate, and all of this. Like, I mean, you do realize that that's how this works, right? Joe Rogan? Jesus Christ. I see why he said that, but I disagree. The sooner people are vaccinated, the better. Yeah, no, this is completely dumb, though. Like, this is completely off base, and could have adverse effects on people. I guarantee he's vaccinated, probably. Yes, hey, he how's it going? Stop listening to celebrities. Correct. This is beyond. Wait, what are the chances? Since when are chances of symptoms low? Well, for for young people, I think that the idea is that, generally speaking, young people don't really have serious effects or symptoms of COVID. That's not the point. The point being is, if young people are the ones who are spreading this, then chances are it's going to statistically increase the amount of people that are hospitalized, that are therefore in the ICU, that are therefore going to pass away, and domino effects that if obviously healthcare resources are being used to treat COVID patients, they aren't treating others. They have to seal off entire hospital wings, thereby limiting the ability for hospitals to take care of other patients, thereby increasing, the death count in other areas. Like, I don't understand what the issue is here. Just follow the CDC guidelines. Jesus Christ. Just follow CDC. I don't understand what the issue is here. But Dr. Rogan said, everybody should be following Heat420_. I think Rogan is causing more harm than good. Yeah, this is completely irresponsible, okay? Last fall, Spotify defended Rogan following backlash against its decision. The book Conspiracy Theorist Alex Jones as a guest on his podcast. It's important to have diverse voices and points of view on our platform, like Alex Jones. Okay. The company's chief legal officer and head of global affairs wrote in an internal memo.
And people say, do you think it's safe to get vaccinated? I've said, yeah, I think for the most part it's safe to get vaccinated. I do.
And that should have been the end of the segment. And that should have been the end of the segment. Right there. There's overwhelming evidence that the vaccine is safe. It is not some experimental, weird new thing that's happening. It's not, yeah, and spread it to your 7-year-old grandmother. Correct, that's the issue. Well, that's part of the issue. Vector of spread is not an issue. What I want to know is why polio vaccines make you not a vector anymore, but COVID isn't the same way. Well, I think that once you get vaccinated for COVID, once you get vaccinated for polio, you cannot spread it. Like, it's done. However, there have been, albeit very small, there have been situations where even when you are vaccinated, you can get it and spread it. And also, they're just done differently. There's different technology, so on and so forth. I don't know. To be quite honest, I'm not gonna pull a Joe Rogan here and think and pretend I know all these things. Okay. I'm not gonna pretend I know these things. Listen, just follow CDC guidelines. Okay. Just follow CDC guidelines. The overwhelming data says that the virus, the vaccine for the COVID virus is highly effective and is safe. Hey, Yellow King, how's it going? I get more followers from your stream than from my own. Gonna dye my hair soon. I'll start making content again. Hey, yeah, you guys should definitely keep following Heat 420_. When you eradicate a virus, there isn't a need for further vaccination. I've never been vaccinated against polio. We successfully eradicated it with a vaccine campaign. I'm not sure how I would respond to that, other than there's a reason why we have vaccines. And as long as you follow the health experts, I would just follow that, right? I'm not gonna sit here and just say like, oh yeah, I totally know what I'm talking about. No, just don't listen to me. Never mind. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I know what I'm talking about. Just follow CDC guidelines and follow the data and science. I don't understand what's so hard about that. The overwhelming data points that these vaccines are highly effective, and are highly effective. So just follow that. And if CDC guidelines are updated, follow the updated CDC guidelines. It's as simple as that. I don't understand. I never got the flu vax before I had a kid. I just want to do what keeps my family safe. There you go. Health experts at one point suggested an interferon therapy. Now it turns out it causes cancers. Yeah, and then they adjusted that. Hey, Sparrowhawk TV. Oh, by the way, Sparrowhawk, I did not honor your request for a mandolin, play. So, you know what? Since you're here, we are going to do it. After this, okay? Yeah, it was you. You redeemed that. I kind of kept it in the pocket. But my brother's friend is dealing with that cancer, so I understand that science will correct itself. It doesn't help the poor people that took their advice. True, and geez, Memo. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm not saying that everybody gets it right at all times. That's why we change it and we update with what we have. At some point, people thought, unironically, that the Earth, the sun revolved around the Earth, you know? I'm not trying to go full Joe Rogan, but honestly, the recent changes to CDC guidelines is sus. Why? Oh, there should be no mass changes until most people are vaccinated. Yeah, I mean, but if you're already fully vaccinated, saying some cannot mask sends the wrong message. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I see how in this day and age that could be twisted. Memo. I see how in this day and age that could be twisted, but I think that we should be, in terms of science, we should be objective, right? Hey, spread it forward. How's it going? If they tell people to stop wearing masks when they're vaccinated, and they can still spread it, it's not smart. Well, that's the thing. Like, people aren't listening to what the CDC is saying. I get what you guys are saying, like, in terms of, like, it could paint potentially a bad message, but what they're saying is, if you are fully vaccinated, then there are limited circumstances where you don't need a mask, okay? And those circumstances are small outdoor gatherings, because per new data and per new research, it turns out that as long as you have a situation where you are heavily ventilated with limited people who are also vaccinated, then that is the safe situation. So I just want to make that clear. Any other situation, the CDC still recommends that you wear a mask, okay? Even if you are vaccinated, if you are at a sporting event, for example, that is a highly crowded area, wear a mask. Simple. That's probably why the CDC is constantly readdressing and readjusting. Maybe they feel like they can't make a blanket statement and wear them when you're around people until it's over. Yeah, like, because people don't understand nuance. And then we have people like this spreading this nonsense. And then we have people like this spreading nonsense, okay? People are just, so you just need a mask all the time. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just as simple as this. Listen to the science. There's a thing called nuance, and there's a reason why experts say the things that they do. And do not put words in their mouth. Do not interpret and make your own interpretation of what they're saying. It's just very simple. If all, 10 of you are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, and you are in an outdoor setting, then yes, that's literally the situation the CDC is saying it's probably safe. If you're in a crowded area, wear a mask. People are sheep. Unfortunately, it's best to just say wear a mask. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. We can disagree with the CDC's recommendations, but I'm just saying, like, there's a reason for it, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go against it. I just want people to be very, 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 very clear about what they mean. Okay. Has Biden undone the stuff Trump did to the CDC and weird stuff we're reporting had to go through the White House first or whatever? I'm not sure. Sparrowhawk. Went to the park yesterday. No one was there. We didn't wear masks, but it was nice. But when people arrived, then we put them on again. Yeah, that's a great idea. Because when you're in an outdoor situation and there's a lot of people, you wear masks. That's it. Easy. Hey, easy clap, ladies and gentlemen. When you wear when there's a lot of people, you wear masks. Period. When you're indoors, wear masks. Period. That's it. Why doesn't anyone ask about food pollution? People do ask about food pollution. Japan is having a bad wave now? Yikes. You should cover the Officer Tatum guy on YouTube. He's the most biased cop supporter ever. Yeah, I generally tend to, like, not do, like, the YouTube responses. I don't cover, generally speaking, other content creators. I'm just here to say my piece, right? Generally speaking, there's instances where I do, where I feel like I just have to cover it. But generally, I'm not about that. In this case, this is seriously, like, there's no excuse for this. Okay, there is no excuse for this. This is a massive podcast, and this is unacceptable. Is leaking stuff into the ocean? Yeah, the Fukushima. Fukushima stuff. True. I think going forward, you're going to see outbreaks for in different countries, maybe for the next few months. Oh yeah, no, Spotify isn't going to do anything. That's an odd stance. Wait, which is an odd stance? It's good that you don't cover BS gossip. Yeah, I'm not here. You know, how many times has anybody seen me go, like, constantly after content creators? Oh, hating Japan. Wait. Oh, you mean because of the Fukushima stuff? Yeah. I mean, I would generally say that that is not good, although I have heard scientists say that they're doing it in a certain way. You know what? Here's the thing. There is a content creator that does a fantastic job in terms of, like, dealing with the science behind all of this. I would highly recommend everybody to I believe she spoke about this. She spoke to a scientist about this, and she herself is very involved in terms of, like, climate change and stuff like that. I highly recommend you guys check out Bayla's channel. Okay, go to Bayla's channel. All right, go to Bayla's channel and go to one of the VODs. Man, I wish because I was listening to it. One of the VODs she did. I think a couple of when this became a thing, right? I even covered it. I even covered the news article about it. And I disagree with the Japanese government. I don't think that they should be doing that. But I believe that Bayla was speaking to somebody, to a scientist about how this could actually be done in a safe way or something like that. I really would just defer to the experts and how that actually works. Please go follow Bayla and go back into her VODs and check out the one where she had, like, a few people talking about climate change and stuff like that, and one of them actually mentioned and discussed this Fukushima incident. I would just refer you guys to Bayla. She does also I think not Curiosity Stream. She does work with some scientific streaming service. Hmm. Simpatico. Simpatico. She's working with Simpatico, so just check them out, okay? Have you ever covered food pollution statistics? No, but I'm pretty sure that, like, we don't exactly have the best food. I mean, what country isn't leaking stuff into the ocean at this point? True. Oh, like actual food being wasted? At least here, I believe that, like, a good chunk of food is wasted. That is sad. I think, like, 30% of food is just gone. Wasted. So I'm not gonna play the full clip because this is just not this is just beyond irresponsible. About 34, yeah, something like that. I would actually believe that. Hey Mixocular, how's it going? I would actually believe that. I wouldn't be surprised. So this guy is completely irresponsible, and if he wants to do the right thing, he should retract his statement and he should issue a statement saying, listen, I was wrong. Hey Jesse, how's it going? I was wrong. I think that everybody should be having the vaccine. Let's just kick this in the butt, alright? Let's just kick this thing's butt. Everybody should be vaccinated. Everybody should follow the latest CDC guidelines. Just listen to the scientists. That's it. How simple is that? Just listen to the latest CDC updates, latest scientific data, or whatever, depending on the whatever situation you're talking about. In this case, COVID, you should listen to what CDC guidelines state. You should listen to what healthcare professionals are stating. That's the people you need to be referring to when it comes to a healthcare issue. If you want to talk about climate change, you listen to what the climate science is saying, the climate scientist community is saying. You listen to what the data is pointing to in terms of climate change, right? This just makes sense. He doesn't think that though, I know. Jeez, Buff Cameron. That is unbelievable, Lonely Raccoon. It shouldn't be that way. A year. Jeez, shouldn't be that way. Alio coming in hot with the 15 biddies. Hey Radio Yerevan, how's it going? Hey Zol, how's it going? Duly kind, thank you for the follow. Claydonius, thank you so much. Oh, it's Dan Simpson! Oh my goodness! Hey guys, how's it going? Madame Defarge, how's it going? Hey KTS, how's it going? Planet Pluto, thank you. Yeah, Dan Simpson does a fantastic job with that project. That's Vidania. Fantastic job. Fantastic people. Thank you for the follow, Lando. Did we join a dumping on Rogan? Yeah, it is completely irresponsible. The latest statement that this guy did. Oh, thank you so much, Buff Cameron with 45 biddies. Thank you so much. Madame Defarge. So many wonderful people. Yeah, this is more of a, hey, this guy has the biggest podcast on the planet, and these statements are just completely irresponsible, okay? And this is just completely irresponsible, okay? As I pointed out earlier, all he had to say was this.
And people say, do you think it's safe to get vaccinated? I've said, yeah, I think for the most part it's safe to get vaccinated. I do.
That's it. Stop right there. That's all he had to say. Yes, it is safe to get vaccinated, so do it. That's it. I mean, it still blows my mind how, like, it doesn't matter if you are correct. It doesn't matter if you are a content creator with 2 viewers. Yeah, somebody gave me that meme. Yeah, Squid. It doesn't matter if you're a content creator of 2 viewers or 2 million viewers. Okay? What you say and how you say it matters. It's as simple as that. What you say and how you say it matters. Jeez, KTS. Oh my goodness. That's not a dream, that's a nightmare. Jeez. So we went over the BS story that that is being perpetuated about Kamala Harris giving out undocumented immigrants her book. That's not true. Fox had to retract that. The writer who wrote that quit. We had the other BS story of Biden trying to take away your burgers. Which was also BS. Do they even care what they make up now? Nope. It just never happened, Sparrowhawk TV. What actually happened was that one book was donated by a city program that goes around collecting books and toys for kids. It was a city program that goes around collecting books and toys donated for children. One of those copies happened to be her book. That's what it was. Hey, Chai Bureaucrat, how's it going? That's what it was. And then we had, like I said, the BS of Biden trying to take away your burgers, and now we have the biggest podcaster, period, reaching millions of people, just casually saying that, you know, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't get vaccinated. I don't know, if you're a healthy person, what does it matter? Like, dude, that's not what CDC guidelines are stating. It's just unbelievable, the irresponsibility that people have when it comes to having a platform. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't matter if you have 2 viewers or 2 subscribers or 2 million. I mean, It's unbelievable. I would be so happy if I enjoyed podcasting and made a living at it at all. Yeah, I mean, well, if you have the ability to do so, I mean, even me, who I am one of the oh yes, oh that's 100% true. Hey, hold on. Here, if you want to plug your link in chat, I gave you a diamond because you are a content creator, Jesse. If you want to plug your content creator link, I think $1,000 is spent on covering these BS stories. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, if you're the largest media outlet, Fox News, and you are putting stories that just aren't true, that's a problem. If you are CNN and you are posting stories that are not true, that is a problem. In fact, the Washington Post just closed down their fact-checking section. Like, we need that, okay? The Washington Post just closed down their, like, fact-checking section. Like, what? The Rupert Murdoch propaganda organization, true. True. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Yes. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So, again, this is unacceptable behavior, okay? Oh yeah, shocking. I posted in Discord too. Yeah. Hey, everywhere and anywhere you wanna post your link, Jesse, there is a promote yourself in Discord. You have the VIP, you can plug that when a new episode comes out. Yeah, absolutely, feel free. It's just so easy to drop disgusting misinformation bombs willfully and maliciously with zero consequences. It makes so much work for everyone else. Yeah, this particular, like, couple of days have just been a gish gallop of BS. For nearly a year, do you remember this BLM misinformation? Yeah, didn't he have to apologize for that? I could have sworn there was a situation where he had to, like, retract it. Yeah, this would be one of those, okay? This would be one of those situations. If Joe Rogan wants to be responsible, he should go out, he should go out and say, look, what I meant was the vaccine is safe and everybody should take it. So double down on it. Oh. And the thing is, like, for example, we went over, oh, by the way, we got new, oh, sorry, hold on. We got new, new Gab mail, which we will go over. Give me 1 second, folks. We went over yesterday, check it later, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll check this out, later. Where was I? Yes. Yesterday we, hold on, let me make sure I'm not sure if I forwarded it to myself. Let me double check because I may have to forward it to myself. No. I did not forward it to myself. Okay. Yeah. By the way, if you don't already, please check out iDan Simpson. Fantastic content creator. Please check out Ali Osher. Please check out Heat420 underscore. Madame Defarge. There's plenty of awesome people in this chat that do phenomenal content, okay? Just don't forget that. You brought in corner cheese. Okay, let me forward that to myself. Because again, I may or may not have a SOC email account. I love your stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All he uses is just a platform. Yeah, that's the thing though. If you have a platform, it behooves you to be responsible. Furthermore, as I was saying, I mean, I'm the smallest of smallest streamers, okay? I'm not a big streamer. But it doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. I still try to be as responsible as possible. And I try I try to, when I say, I try to be as factual as possible, okay? And if I have to take an L, I will. It's that simple. That's possible, Sparrowhawk. It's just as simple as that. I don't have a large platform. Although I am grateful for everybody and anybody that shows up. I am 1000% grateful to all of you. My point being is, it doesn't matter. I could have 2 viewers, or I could have 43 of you guys hanging out here, which I'm very happy for. It doesn't matter. My responsibility is the same. I try to be as accurate as possible. If I have an opinion, that is a different thing, and you have to be very clear and distinct between something that you think should be, in terms of like, oh, maybe my opinion on how systems should work in this country are as such, right? I believe that maybe in the wealthiest country in the world, I think that it is safe to say that we are quite capable of providing people food, housing, education, and healthcare. And here's why I believe that. And I'll even give you policy prescriptions. These are my beliefs. That's right, Madame Defarge. If you need to give up VIP badge to a content creator, don't hesitate to my mind. Much appreciated. Well then, Chai Bureaucrat, how else are you gonna post awesome links, okay? We have plenty of VIP badges, and as I catch other content creators, I'll give them out as I see them. But we have plenty. We have plenty. I think he played a big part in spreading misinformation and giving banned propagandists a platform. Yeah, sure. Where would we be right now if we had a Bernie versus Trump debate live on Rogan for 4 hours uninterrupted? Jeez, I don't know. My point being always is This is irresponsible. Okay? That was seriously in the making. That would have been interesting. Okay. He thinks he's just gonna think that he's right about this stuff? Yeah, it's like confirmation bias. Okay. Yeah, this is hugely irresponsible. That's the TLDR, okay? Yesterday we went over a couple of Gab emails, Gab posts, and one of them was, and this is a perfect illustration. A perfect illustration. A perfect illustration of cause and effect. Yesterday, and remember, you can check back the VODs. And you can check back the VOD yesterday. I'll check it myself, but I said something to the effect of, "Wow, it'll be surprising if people don't start like taking the vaccine because they think it's some type of experimental stuff, because the guy from Gab is perpetuating this lie, this myth that somehow that this is some wild experiment and we're lab rats being controlled and blah blah blah." Like, he made this entire blog post that were completely unhinged about the vaccine. Well, cause and effect. Miami private school won't employ teachers who get the COVID vaccine. A Miami private school said it won't employ anyone who has received the COVID vaccine, citing concerns that the injection might not be safe. Let me move this over to the side, because we will have to go over it. But yeah, the whole point of me bringing up Gab is that there was a blog post that we went over that said, "Oh, this is some dangerous experimental vaccine, and nobody should be taking it, and people who do are just lab rats," or whatever he was talking about in his unhinged screed, which he constantly does. It's getting more frequent, by the way. It's getting more frequent. Okay, these emails, these posts are getting more frequent. The guy is losing it. I think he's unironically losing it. I think he's fallen down this far right Nazi hole, and he is completely lost it. I think. I think that he, like, unironically needs help. And I don't mean that to disparage anybody, but I really do think that he needs to speak to somebody. No, it's, yeah, the Q hole, but even worse. Like, we're talking about, like, anti-Semitism, America First, I can't say that, the Globo, insert word, agenda. He talked about that, which is a far-right Nazi talking point, which could be shortened depending on which far-right person you talk to. Can either be referring to the theory, the conspiracy theory that the West is under attack and they want to create a global homogeneous culture, which plays into the whole, like, replacement theory. And there's also another one, which is that the Jewish people are propagating the gay agenda, so on and so forth. So there's two meanings to that Globo word agenda. So yeah, it's a far right Nazi adjacent, Nazi talking point, and that's what he used in his latest blog post. So, yeah, this guy's completely gone down some serious far-right rabbit hole, and he continues to be more and more unhinged. I think he seriously needs to talk to somebody, because this is not normal. I think that he's like losing it. I think that underneath all of this, Gab is not working out the way he thought it would be, because in every Gab post, or not Gab post, Gab email, he like begs for subscriptions and merch. and merch perch. I think that Gab isn't going the way he wants it to. I think he's spiraling out of control in his head, and he's clinging on to this and clinging on to his like religious fundamentalism that has pushed him to this point. Okay, I think he's clinging on to this Christian fundamentalism that is like so hardcore that it's ending up in this, that has turned into this. Okay, because it isn't really that hard of a step, right? Once you're into it. But anyways, the point being is, this guy reaches a lot of people. This guy, that Andrew Torba, CEO of Gab, reaches a lot of people. Okay, despite Gab being not very big in and of itself, he does reach a lot of people. Okay, he does reach a lot of people with these emails and blog posts. So my point being is that there's a very the point is to stress the responsibility you have as a platform. Okay, because guess what you say and how you say it matters, right? If you continuously say that this is some type of experimental vaccine that has never been, and hey, lo and behold, a Miami private school will not employ anyone who has received the COVID vaccine, citing concerns the injection might not be safe. There's really no concrete evidence for that. My name is Brad. Actually, for like, unironically, the science is completely against that. The chances of you really getting a blood clot are about the same as you getting it naturally. Okay? There is just as much of a chance of you getting it naturally than the vaccine actually causing this. Perfect. Thank you, Memmius. That is a great analogy. I refuse to drive cars. You see how many accidents per day? That's insane. Yeah. Exactly. And there are other options if you don't like the AstraZeneca vaccine. Hey, cool. Nice fun fact. There's like 3 others. Okay? But the actual statistical probability of you receiving this is like so low. In comparison. The chances of long-term effects of COVID are far higher than the vaccine side effects. Yeah, so talk about cost-benefit analysis. The point being is that there's no serious suggestion that it is a widespread problem, and second of all, it's already been documented. It's already been documented. Like, we are aware and we're dealing with it. And there's other vaccine versions you can take. There's Moderna, Pfizer. There's other options. So there's no real... What I mean is that there's no real excuse. Dan Simpson with the Dear One subscription. Thank you so much. We're on a 4-month streak. Thank you so much, my friend. Love your face. Yeah, there's no real, like, excuse here, to be quite honest. Here, I'll just say this. Follow the science, follow the data, and that's it. Okay? Centner Academy outlined its controversial policy in a letter to parents encouraging faculty and staff to hold off on being vaccinated until there's further research available. Yeah, okay. Those who do wish to be vaccinated are asked to wait until the end of the school year. That sounds like discrimination. This was not an easy decision to make. It was a consensus from our advisors that this topic is investigated more thoroughly and it is the best interest of the children to protect them from the unknown implications of being in close proximity for the entire day with a teacher who has recently taken the COVID injection. What? This is not based in science whatsoever. This decision here is not based in science. This is based on pure conspiracy theory fantasy land, okay? This is fantasy land. This is not based in reality, okay? Just objectively, this is not based in reality. Has there ever been a single case where somebody took the COVID vaccine and because of that had some type of adverse effect on others? What? On its face, does that make sense to anybody? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, political talk. Doesn't covering the vaccine stuff like this bore you? I feel like everyone on Twitch is pretty much on the same page. Well, everybody may be here. I could safely say that everybody here pretty much understands what I'm saying. But the problem is there's a lot of BS that has been spreading around, and there just has to be some type of like continuous corrections, right? Not just me, but by everybody here, or whoever has a platform. Okay? Whoever has a platform has to be talking about this, okay? Because if not, then the narrative of the BS narrative gets the attention, right? If we don't talk about this, then the BS narrative sticks. There's no counter to it, okay? And the reason why I cover it is because it has real life effects. Look at this. Absolutely has real life effects. Alright folks, we need to do this mandolin. We need to figure out a mandolin rift, alright? It's time for mandolin rift. I need to figure out what I can do. See what I can do about mandolin. Okay. Hold on, folks. Yeah, and also the whole point is like we have somebody with like the largest podcast telling people not to take the vaccine, so yikes, we gotta push back against that. Oh yeah, my little My little ADT towel. Alright. It's a cool little blankie, alright? I like it. It's soft. Okay, so what is this note? Okay, hold on. I like this. Huh. Okay. Let's try something else. Oh. I messed it up. I messed it up, folks. Okay, so I got this one. Aha. Okay, we did it, folks. We made up a mandolin riff, which I might use later on. Huh. What strings are the tunings on that thing? I have no idea. It's supposed to be like standard tuning for a mandolin, so that's a good question. I don't know what I'm playing, to be honest. If you ask me what I've just played, I would be like, well, they're chords. They're chords. You know, Crazy Train by Ozzy? On the guitar, I think I can play the intro. G-D-E-A. G-D-E-A. No, G-D-A-E. Oh, I just realized what I'm playing. I subconsciously went back to, I subconsciously went back to, does anybody know what that is? All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces. That's what that is. That's what that is. I just realized that I subconsciously went back to that. D. Yeah, that's what that is. I just added a different rhythm to it. That's what it is. Cool. Yay. Cool. It sounds like Anarchy by the Sex Pistols. We did it, folks. So I bought a guitar a couple of weeks ago. Been learning Karma Police by Radiohead. Nice. I'm a drummer, but I can't do much in an apartment. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Alright, folks, we did it. Yeah, I accidentally just played the same chords as Mad World, but that's okay because I made my own rhythm. Nice, Hughes and Kettner is very good. I bought an electric so I don't annoy my neighbors. I plug into the amp. Nice. Nice. Alright, folks. So yeah, just going over this really quickly. We are not 100% sure the COVID injections are safe and there's too many unknown variables. Okay. No. Until more is known, we must err on the side of caution when it comes to the welfare of our students and our school team. No. If you were to err on the side of caution, then you would make sure that people are vaccinated based on the evidence. I mean, it's just simple as that. It's an Orange Crush with 20 watts. Oh, actually, the oranges are pretty good. They're actually pretty good. They get decent sound, even if it is a small practice amp. I have a Fender practice amp over there somewhere. I have a Fender practice amp. I have one acoustic, one electric, one ukulele, and one, well, this one is my girlfriend's, but we have a mandolin. I love gear. Me too. Me too. Me too. So yeah, the point being is responsibility. Alright, folks? Moving on, we have a couple of different articles to go over here. Before we do so, I want to take a second to show for myself. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really does help us out. I appreciate all of you guys being here. I appreciate all the monumental support that you guys give. And of course, if you want to support the and if you guys want to support the channel, there are multiple ways you can sub, donos, biddies, all of that awesome stuff. There's exclamation merch, and Amazon Prime is free. So there's all that awesome stuff that you can do to support the channel. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And of course, my call to action is always spread the word far and wide that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics in the AM. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and Saturdays about noon Eastern Time. So yeah, spread the word far and wide that this is the chillest place to be. I built a sweet ass cab like 10 years ago, great speakers, and I think nice. I have somewhere, a Marshall cab. Marshall. I have a Marshall half stack somewhere. Alright, this has been your second, this has been the shill second. We'll continue with these articles because we do have to get going on this one. Biden to propose 1.8 trillion families plan with paid leave, childcare, universal pre-K, and free community college. I've talked about the proposal when it was first being talked about, and I'll say this. I think that it's good. I mean, I think that it's good. I think that we should have done this a long time ago. Wednesday, he is going to propose, well, today, he's going to propose a national paid family leave. It's arguably pretty good. Universal pre-kindergarten, free community college and subsidized childcare, in what would be a dramatic federal expansion to the social safety net for families and children. I mean, like, yeah, that would be hitting on one of the important pillars that I talk about constantly. Education is important. Okay? I think that expanding resources to get pre-kindergarten, to get pre-K and subsidize community college is a good thing. It's just objectively a good thing. 4x12 with eminent governor speakers, gains for days. Nice. Nice. I mean, I don't see the objection here. Biden is set to formally introduce his American Families Plan at his address before a joint session of Congress Wednesday night. It is the second piece of its Build Back Better economic agenda following the release of a $2.3 trillion infrastructure and jobs plan. Again, I think that education is incredibly important, and I believe that this is not necessarily a bad idea. I think that if we move to provide people education, this is great, including pre-K and community college is just huge. Huge, I think. Also to be noted, national paid family leave. Hey, we finally might be catching up to the rest of the world. Xbox One mediocre speed. Bose soundbar. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so we're finally catching up to the rest of the developed world. We're finally providing, or attempting, because this is just a proposal that he's officially putting forth before Congress. We're attempting to catch up to the rest of the developed world by giving people paid family leave, universal kindergarten, pre-kindergarten, and community college. $39 Amazon special Turtle Beaches. Actually, I do have a pair of old Turtle Beaches in the other room. Yeah, I have a pair of old Turtle Beaches that still work. I think they were the Air Force Turtle Beaches. They weren't bad when they came out. I mean, they still work. They still work. They're from my Xbox. It was a Christmas gift, so it beats the LG one I had for years. I haven't had any LG headphones. Anyways, these were also a gift. These little headphones, they're not gaming headphones, but they're pretty decent, and it was a gift. Soundbars, yeah, soundbars are meh. But I do have Turtle Beach headphones that are like incredibly old. The proposal to Congress would be paid paid for through a crackdown on tax loopholes, which is fine. By using high income tax filers, it would also nearly double the capital gains tax from a 20% rate to 39% rate for households making more than 1 million. Okay. That's no objections from me. In fact, it used to be this, if I'm correct. I had one for my PS3. Yeah. That was about when the PS3 Xbox launched, is I believe when I got mine. That was quite a while ago. Hey, and they still work. This is not really a problem. I think this is fine. And I think that us catching up to the rest of the developed world by giving you know, kindergarten, pre-K, and community college and national family paid leave. Yeah, this is all positive, I think, and it will have good economic impacts. To which this moves us to the next article. Biden capital gains tax plan would raise 113 billion of step up in basis is killed. So this is a tax loophole, or a loophole that they have. This is how you have to do it. President Biden is expected to pitch a higher capital gains tax this week to raise funds for his economic agenda, but the policy would lose U.S. billions in revenues if it doesn't also scrap a tax break for their heirs. According to a new analysis, eliminating that tax break, known as a step-up in basis at death, would raise 113 billion over a decade starting in 2022, and coupled with a higher tax on capital gains. Yeah, this is fine. Just make sure that you take out the loophole, and well, not this tax break, and we are onto something here, I think. The anticipated capital gains proposal would cost the US 33 billion over that period if it doesn't get rid of that step up. Yeah, it just has to go. There's no way around it. That loophole has to go. In order for this to be feasible, you have to get rid of it. Biden did call for an elimination of the step up in basis at death as a presidential candidate, so we'll see. We'll see. Biden's plan is expected, as we saw, to call for a 39.6% top tax rate on long-term capital gains from the current 20%. And the tax would apply to returns on assets held more than a year and to taxpayers with more than 1 million in income. When combined with a Medicare surtax on investment earnings, the top federal capital gains tax rate would be at 43.4%. Fine. The current law allows investors to avoid taxes on unrealized capital gains or appreciation in unsold assets. They can do so by holding stocks and other assets until death. At that point, assets essentially transfer from an estate tax-free. Heirs get the asset at its current market value, thereby eliminating the gain on paper, and the estate doesn't pay taxes on unrealized gain. That's absurd. That's absurd. Well, the estates may still owe state or federal estate tax on that asset. It's different. Raising taxes on capital gains means people who earn more than 1 million a year may opt to hold investments longer and bequeath them to their heirs tax-free as a tax avoidance strategy. Yeah, nope. They need to eliminate that. They need to eliminate that. After that, I mean, if you can manage to raise 113 billion by just doing that, I mean, that's a huge trade-off, especially if you invest it especially if you invest that tax revenue in education and childcare and infrastructure and all of these things that are necessary that will turn around, and eventually the idea would be that they are going to spur economic growth. Oof, send your hair, yikes. Are the rich going to pay more taxes or not? If they eliminate this exemption or loophole, I should say, then they will. If they eliminate this loophole, then yes, they will. Then yes, they will. Eat with the 5 biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are so supportive, and I really, really, really appreciate that. Global reorganization of ocean currents could have devastating effects on climate. Yeah, we've talked about this, but I just need to continue to stress that it is still a thing, and it is important to pay attention to. Many of the ocean's currents are getting stronger in what scientists are referring to global-scale reorganization. According to new research reported by The Guardian, satellites show the progressive speeds of ocean surface currents as they're swirling and meandering. Ocean eddies, comparable to atmospheric weather, are the swirling motions of fluid and water, and it is said that the amount of energy in these currents is increasing. The eddies span from 6.2 miles to 62 miles across. Eddies help control different temperature water across the ocean, mixing heat, carbon, salt, and other nutrients worldwide. Lead researcher Jose Martinez Moreno of the ARC Center of Excellence for Climate Extremes and Australian National University said the eddies regularly joined and withdrew from strong ocean currents. The research, Moreno says, that there's a global-scale reorganization of the ocean's energy over the past 3 decades. The scientists did not attempt to link human activity to the changes in the ocean. However, Moreno said this could have extended effects on the world's climate and fisheries. Understanding the changes in ocean eddies could also improve climate change projections. The ocean has been absorbing about 90% of global heating since the 1970s, and 40% of carbon dioxide that was emitted into the atmosphere, mainly from fossil fuel burning, since the start of the Industrial Revolution. The world's oceans soak up most of the carbon dioxide that humans dump into the atmosphere. The Southern Ocean in particular absorbs 40% of the entire ocean uptake, and much of that uptake is achieved by ocean eddies. Janet Spintal, an oceanographer at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in California, was not involved in the research, told The Guardian. Yeah, so it's incredibly important. Hey, Golem, how's it going? It's actually scary because at the beach I get swept away as it is. Yikes. Wait, the scientists did not attempt to link humans to it. I don't know if it's like, because that's not the purpose of the experiment, if that's not the purpose of the research, but the point being is that the ocean is incredibly... Oh, oops. Oh yeah, no, I did it right. Okay, great. The point being is the ocean is incredibly important, and us exacerbating this issue isn't going to bode well. Okay? 2 shoutouts. Let's go. Yes, I attempted to give you a shout out. Just go ahead and check Golem. Give a quick follow. Takes 2 seconds. I promise there'll be lots of memes. Lots of memes. Lots of gaming memes. The point being is, if we don't take this seriously, what happens in the ocean is incredibly important. Ooh, hey, come back. And me hard carrying as support. The ocean is incredibly important to climate change, okay? I need to stress that over and over again. The Southern Oceans, she said, if changed by the ocean eddies, could potentially impact carbon sink and the ability to uptake carbon that we might continue to emit in the future. In other words, hey, this could lead to further problems if we don't cut our carbon emissions. When and if these things change, the ocean won't be able to carry us. If the ocean won't be able to carry us if we continue to emit this carbon, okay? That's the real takeaway, okay? That's what it is. Nice. Nice. Disregard those 3 last games. Nice. Morgana. Nice. Nice. I was literally the only one doing well in that Morgana game. It was rough. Yikes. Yikes. Oh no. Rip. The point being is, the ocean is incredibly important, and if we don't pay attention to what's happening, the ocean may not be able to do what it normally does, which is absorb a huge amount of the carbon emissions that we do. So therefore, if we continue down this path, it's not going to be good. Okay? We won't have the ocean to help us. As sea levels are rising, coasts are beginning to erode, water is overheating and acidifying, which is also really, really bad. Dead zones or deoxygenated water forming, and that threaten 90% of mangroves, which, as a Florida man, mangroves are incredibly important. Okay? Mangroves are literally our first line defense against hurricanes. Yeah, believe it or not. Not only are mangroves first line defenses for hurricanes, but they're also habitats for fish. Mangroves are habitats for fish. Mangroves are incredibly important. Seagrass and marsh plant species into extinction. Yeah, and if that happens, hoo boy, not good. TLDR, ocean is important. If we continue down this path, it's not going to be good, and we won't be able to rely on the ocean, rely on the ocean's capabilities of absorbing all of this carbon emissions, okay? Which we do know are mainly from fossil fuel burning. Okay? That's my point. The ocean is incredibly important, and it is understated, I think, in a lot of cases, right? How crucial the ocean is to this whole climate change thing, right? It is understated. It is understated how crucial the ocean is. No need to research it further, right? No. There's definite necessities for continuous research to see exactly and pinpoint exactly the severity of what we're dealing with, because like the Earth's systems is so complex that we don't fully know how bad we're effed. Put it that way. Oh yeah, no, we're in consensus with that one. We know it's anthropogenic. There's a huge consensus on that. There's no like. That's not the debate. I think that most of the research is going into like, how effed are we really? And it seems like every time they come out with a new study, it's like, oh, actually we're more effed than we thought. I mean, that's just how it is. It's seemingly every time a new study comes, every time a new research paper comes through, it's like, oh, well, actually, we realize just how effed we are. It's actually worse. Or instead of like we have decades, now we have like less than that. That's basically what it is. We need to know and pinpoint accurately how effed we are and what are the ramifications. What are we looking at? What are the catastrophic scenarios? That's basically what we're looking at. But yeah, the fact that like it's linked to humans, it's pretty much a done deal with that one. we already acknowledge it widely, that it is mainly our fault. I mean, I don't think there's any debates, are unaware, which is why there's a more political will to make a change. This is a problem, I think. Yeah, hey, that's what I'm trying to do. I harp about this all the time. I harp about this all the time in my channel, and I try to bring awareness to these studies and to these issues and being like, hey, you know, this is kind of a problem. Hello, hi, yeah, this is going to affect you too. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but I do think I still need to do my part and and continue to bring this to the forefront. Which is why I was more concerned with pointing out why it's happening for others who are watching and not and wondering why and may think it's just some random or some no, it's not random. No. There's a clear pattern and cause and effect, okay, that's been documented over decades of research. Yeah, it's us. It's us. I like to stress that it's us personally. Yeah, I guess it comes to my fault, because I think that it's like an understood fact, right? I mean, we've been talking about climate change in terms of like scientific research and stuff for decades now, and it is always mentioned. We figured it out that it's us. So I kind of fail in that sense where I don't necessarily always say that it's us. Because I think it's already an understood fact, right? It's understood, but so I guess you're right. That is a valid criticism. Yes, it is us. We do live in a strange time. True. It is us, and again, don't take it from me. The consensus of the scientific community is very, very, very behind it. But yeah, that's where we stand on this. It's definitely us. The main things that we need to be debating is how much time do we have? How catastrophic is this going to be? And what can we do? Those are the real debates that are happening, right? Like, how much time do we have? How effed are we? And what are the technologies and science that we can do to fix it and to mitigate it at this point? Everything else, we're pretty much like the scientific community is already past that point. We know what's happening. It's mainly from fossil fuel burning. It's mainly us. Okay, we've pretty much sealed the deal on that. It's just how effed are we? What is the time frame? And what can we do about it? Geoengineering, global shaders would be weird. There is exploration into geoengineering, but they feel like the scientific community feels like that is if we're talking about geoengineering and terraforming, I don't know if that's the word, but geoengineering. If we're talking about geoengineering, we are in some dire straits. If we're talking about realistically deploying that. Yeah, exactly. It's the last case. It's like, in case of fire, break glass. We're at that, if that's where we're at. Because they have been, no doubt, talking about the possibilities and what technology exists to be able to maybe do something like that. But generally, it's held as a last case scenario, and we aren't there yet, necessarily, right? So again, please, just pay attention to what's like happening and build the political will, which is based on science and facts and research, okay? To gather support and to tell your community that this affects you too, right? No matter where you live, this affects you too. And it's not some ephemeral thing that's coming down the line. It's happening to us right now, okay? It's happening to us right now. I think the timeline from when we get enough regulars to get aware, make a political change, and get corporate backing, finally research is complete. Yeah. There's so much time in between those last case scenarios that are looking more and more needed. Right, that's the problem. Like, every time there's a new, like, study, it's like, dang, actually more F than we thought. Yeah. Remember how we thought that maybe this was, like, in 100 years? No, we're actually looking at decades, not really 100 years. Oh yeah, remember when we thought, like, it was going to be, like, decades? Well, actually, it turns out we're looking at a 10-year scenario, to avoid the more catastrophic points. Like, every time we get a research paper back, it's like, guys, we need to, fix this. We need to address this now, before what time we have left is out, and then we're seeing the real catastrophic stuff. That is billions. I mean, I don't even. This is already happening. Natural disasters wiping out coastal lines constantly. We'll have problems growing food, problems getting water, which is already happening, but not to a degree. But it will happen to a degree that we're not ready for. We are not ready for. What happens when normally under areas that are able to grow food? What happens when those areas stop being able to do that effectively? Right? You know what's going to end up happening? Well, people are going to go hungry. There's going to be mass starvation when there's no food, or we don't have the same capabilities of producing food. Guess what? It's going to put us on a path for conflict, because that area is no longer going to be able to grow food, so they're going to have to move, or they're going to have to figure out how to be able to do that, and that's going to put us on a path for conflict. What happens when normal ways of getting water aren't available? Yeah, that's going to also put us on a path to conflict, because these are things that we need, okay? These are things that we need. So we're looking at mass climate refugees, the potential for conflict, catastrophic natural disasters that are the norm. I mean, this is the future if we don't turn it around, or at least try to mitigate it. I don't know what else to say about that. Thousands of barrels of suspected toxic DDT found dumped in California ocean. The extent of possible toxic waste near the Catalina Island is staggering. Marine scientists say they found what they believe to be as many as 25,000 barrels containing DDT dumped off the southern California coast near Catalina Island, where a massive underwater toxic waste site is dating back to the Second World War has long been suspected. Yikes. DDT is the chemical that they use to, or they used, I think it's like pretty much regulated or limited or banned, to repel mosquitoes. So I think they already eliminated it or highly regulated it, but DDT was used primarily to as bug spray, as mosquito spray. The 27,345 barrel-like images were captured by researchers at the University of California, San Diego Scripps Institution of Oceanography. They mapped more than 36,000 acres of seafloor between Santa Catalina Island and Los Angeles coast, in a region previously found to contain high levels of toxic chemical in sediment and in the ecosystem. Yeah. Not good. Historical shipping logs show that the industrial companies in Southern California used the basin as a dumping ground until 1972. Oh, when the Marine Protection Research and Sanctuaries Act, also known as the Ocean Dumping Act, was enacted. Yeah, this is why, hey, folks, this is why regulations are important. This is why, like, there's just some things that the government needs to step in and do, okay? There are certain things, crucial things, that the government is supposed to step in and do. Okay? That is a perfect example of where it is warranted. Resting deep in the ocean, the exact location and extent of dumping was not known until now. The territory covered was staggering. Chief scientist of the expedition and director Eric Till, which is the chief scientist of the expedition and director of marine physical laboratory at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. Underwater drones using sonar technology captured high-resolution images of barrels resting 900 meters down below the surface, all along the steep seafloor that was surveyed. They were also seen beyond the dump site limits. That is incredibly sad. The long-term impact on marine life and humans was still unknown. Since Scripps chemical oceanographer and professor of geosciences Lahini Aluwari, who in 2015 co-authored a study that found high amounts of DDT and other man-made chemicals in the blubber of bottlenose dolphins that died of natural causes. Yeah. These results also raise questions about the continued exposure and potential impacts on marine mammal health, especially in light of how DDT has been shown to have multi-generational impacts on humans. Diana Aga, a chemistry professor at the University of Buffalo who is not affiliated with the study, said the findings were shocking if the barrels were proven to contain the toxic chemical. That's a lot of DDT at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. Yeah, that's a mild way of putting it. If barrels had not leaked, they could be moved to a place where disposal was safer. If they leaked, the scientists could take samples from water and sediment and other marine life to gauge the damage. In other words, it's too late. Terrell said, unfortunately, the basin offshore of Los Angeles had been a dumping ground for industrial waste for several decades, beginning in the 1930s. We found extensive debris field in the wide area surveyed. Scientists started the search where the University of California, Santa Barbara professor David Valentine had discovered concentrated accumulations of DDT in the sediment and spotted 60 barrels about a decade ago. High levels of DDT had been detected in the area's marine mammals, and chemical has been linked to cancer in sea lions. That's sad. Well. Scripps researchers say they hope the survey will support cleanup efforts. The expedition on the Sally Ride research vessel included a team of 31 scientists, engineers, and crew conducting 24 operations and 2 autonomous underwater vehicles. Yep, spread it forward, which also has domino effects on things like that. For example, in Florida, in South Florida, there is a huge algae problem. It's very toxic. Very toxic. And it's frustrating. And we're just now finding out about this. We're just now finding out about this. Alright folks, so we do have time to go over this. Good for the algae, yeah, well, the problem with the algae is it's not good for, the algae blooms like that are problematic, and, they can also be toxic, for the marine life. Also, it blocks out, I believe one of the main issues also is the, plankton, the phytoplankton, which are key, which are also key. Right, the no oxygen for anything else, which is a huge problem, mainly because of the plankton. The plankton also have a series of domino effects, Animals, marine life need the plankton not only to eat. Plankton also provide a huge amount of oxygen and absorb a huge amount of CO2, and also they're important in terms of like food for fish, which are food for other fish, which you know. Also no oxygen, and which is a thing, by the way. There are no oxygen zones in the ocean. Is also marine life can't live there. That's a problem. It was a joke, sorry. No worries, no worries. Alright, gab time, folks. Samizdat, which is Russian for self-publishing, got its name after being used by Russian dissidents amongst the rise of censorship in the USSR. Dissidents would publish self-published banned information, or what some might call hate speech today. What? Okay. All Soviet-produced typewriters and printing devices were inventorized, and their typographic samples collected right at the factory and stored in government directories. Because every typewriter has microfeatures which are individual as much as human fingerprints. It allowed the KGB investigators to promptly identify evidence which is used to type or print text in question and apprehend its user. Apparently we are the USSR, folks. This was taken for Wikipedia and therefore should be taken with a grain of salt. Wait, you can't, hold on. You can't shit on Wikipedia and then cite Wikipedia, okay? Hey, political talks. You can't cite Wikipedia. You can't shit on Wikipedia and then cite Wikipedia. What? Is this one of those emails? Yeah, it's gab time. It sounds eerily familiar though, doesn't it? No? No? It doesn't. The communist oligarchs in Silicon Valley. What? Wait. Wait. Hold on. You mean the billionaires, the incredibly wealthy capitalists of Silicon Valley are also communist oligarchs? I'm confused. So either someone here doesn't understand the definitions of communism or capitalism, or it's a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle. Yeah, it's ironic. The irony of it all. Yeah, it's a dog whistle. Reduce the trackable printing devices and typewriters of today, only with more precise and detailed data. You mean like cell phones? This data is then used to silence political and Christian dissidents and movements in the United States. Wait. Who? And can you please give me an example? Please explain how one of the more prominent groups in this country, which have enormous power too, are also dissidents and silenced. Yeah, this person is completely divorced from reality. While circulation of Samizdat was relatively low, around 200,000 readers on average, namely, many of these readers possess positions of cultural power and authority. Okay. Samizdat seems to not have been about not about reaching of all people directly, but rather about reaching key people who then reach out to the rest of the population by default. With online censorship rapidly expanding by the day. Also, please sign up for my Gab Pro membership. I've been thinking that it's time to release our own Samizdat pamphlet and teach others to do the same. Okay. The oligarch elites may be able to censor, smear, and deplatform us all online as he is speaking on his online platform. They can't seize all of our home printers. What? What? But no, he's acting like there are like agents coming down and like busting your door. What? They can't stop us from passing out pamphlets at church or in the streets. They can't stop you from making stickers and posters. But nobody's asking for that. What? We are in an information war. Everything is about war. Jeez. While companies like Gab are fighting back to defend the free flow of information online, we can rapidly accelerate efforts to wake people up and bring them to Christ, and take our communities and country back by branching off with information distribution strategies in the real world. Think simple. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Well, you already know the problem with this one. And here's the plan. Hey guys, it's just memes, remember? It's just memes. Just jokes. Why so serious? Dude, it's just... why are you getting so upset? Just jokes. They're just memes. So upset over jokes and memes. So yeah, this is the direction where they're heading. And of course, you should probably... I'm speaking satirically. Of course, you can do this by buying our stuff at the Gab shop, because I'm totally not having any problems business-wise. With that here, I don't know if I could show this. I'm genuinely like concerned that if like we're talking about this level, hold on. I was waiting for you to leave the comment again. Oh my god. Okay, so you can't actually show this. I would highly recommend you never click on any of these, okay? This is what you get. You get a scam, which is a potential virus. Accept an ad? No, I'm good. I'm not clicking on any of this. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? This is where we're at in the far right arc. We are an information trap. Yeah, it's a boomer trap, guaranteed. Unironically, do not click any of those links, okay? Usually those are malware. Usually those are malware or spyware. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dude wants to install adware on your computer. True. But mind you, this is the same person who's saying that there is like some type of conspiracy to monitor your every move online allows for malware to be installed on your computer. Oh, you can't make this up, folks. It's really sad. It's really dangerous. It's really sad. It's really dangerous. And again, I really, really mean this. I think that this guy is losing it in real time, and I hope that he snaps out of it and talks to somebody, because none of this is normal. Okay, the fact that these emails keep coming more and more frequently and are getting more and more unhinged is indication to me that this person is not well. Okay, and unironically should seriously consider talking to somebody professional. It's not normal, and it's harmful, and it's dangerous, and he's going down a path that I believe is detrimental and spewing out information to a lot of misinformation to a lot of people. Irresponsible, delusional, and unhinged. Alright folks, unfortunately I do have to get going. I have to set up for work. I appreciate each and every one of you guys hanging out here. You guys are what makes this channel grow. I can't thank you enough for all the support you guys have given. Just a quick shout outs. Thank you to Idan Simpson for the subscription. Please make sure you follow them. Make sure you follow Heat420_. Make sure you follow Grolem. Make sure you follow Ali O'Share. Make sure you follow Madame Defarge. I believe I got everybody that was here. Check out Atlantic World Jesse's podcast for history podcast. All of that awesome stuff. There's phenomenal content creators around here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the work that you do. Have a good day. You have a good day. Thank you guys. As always, please stay safe. Take care of each other. As always, I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Speaking of unhinged, Mike Lindau just released another movie. Absolute. I bet. That's another person who unfortunately is losing it in real time. Same reason, I think. His business is going under. Has a $1 billion lawsuit on his neck. I mean, the guy's losing it. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for showing up. Hit that follow button, like the stream, hit subscribe on the YouTubes, all that awesome stuff. I appreciate you. As always, stay safe, take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. See ya! Oh yeah, also don't ever go to Gab. Yeah. Yep, that's all you need to know. Alright, folks, hey, Idan Simpson. Oh, you know what? We rated Idan. Okay, let me throw it to Ben. Ben is actually on a partner push as well, so let's throw it to Ben, and tomorrow we'll raid Idan Simpson, okay? Let's give phenomenal support to Ben. He's a great content creator as well. So let's head out, guys, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Thank you. I appreciate that. See ya.